Want to welcome everybody to the Y108 Introducing Series. I am proud to be joined by Warner Music Nashville's Michael Ray. Michael, thanks for coming by.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me.
All right, so a lot of people don't get to know these new artists the way how, you know, with all these social medias, we kind of think we have an understanding of what you're all about. But just tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you end up in Nashville to take this road?
Man, it was kind of a crazy little journey, but I grew up in a musical family. My grandfather played, my dad, my uncle, and my cousin were all in this band, and they dispersed about the time I was like 7. And then when I was about 9, I started picking up guitar, and I was playing a lot of places with my grandfather, like assisted living places and moose lodges and all those, you know. And then so older country music was a huge influence to me, and that's what I was playing. I mean, I still love it, and that's what is in my Jeep right now. But I was about 16. I started doing acoustic bars and started getting into songwriting. And then that kind of branched me into going back and forth to Nashville, and then grew that and moved to Nashville, and now I'm here with you.
I guess we should start with where was home? Where were all these moose lodges you were playing? And what was the name of your grandfather's band?
Oh, this is good. All right, this is good. So Eustis, Florida is the town I'm from. It's small town just south of Ocala.
Really, it sounds huge.
Yeah, you think, right? No, it's just 30 minutes outside of Orlando. But my family's band, this is great. This is fantastic. It was called the Country Cousins because they were all related,
okay.
right? But it was my dad and my uncle, obviously, were brothers.
There's so many jokes to be made.
Oh, yeah, they've heard them.
Yeah, I'm sure they have. I'm sure there was a few bar fights to have with that.
Yeah, and but whenever my grandfather started, when he continued playing, it was just kind of like a big jam thing in Florida during the winter. Mm-hmm. Everybody comes down for the winter time to Florida, and so all his friends would come down for the winter, and like my winter was packed. Like I was like 10 years old, I had a schedule, you know, like things I had to do. My 16th birthday, this is no lie. It was like a few of my friends, and then like all the 70-year-old people that I grew up I was playing music with, because that's what I did every weekend.
Nice. You can't go wrong with that. And you learn so much, and you have an appreciation for the older country music. You know, I think now some people lose that appreciation. It's great to see, like, people when you talk to, like, stars like Tim McGraw, who you may have looked up to, you see who they looked up to, like the Keith Whitleys and stuff like
absolutely.
that. And you realize that's great music, but it's gone away.
Yeah. That was growing up in that environment gave me so much love and knowledge that I use now when it comes to songwriting, just different things that I pull from. I mean, I'm also a product of the 90s, you know, so I did grow up on the pop and the punk rock and all that stuff. But classic country music was that's my roots. That's where I started, and you know, they just don't make it like that anymore. No,
you know, it's right, because the bro country is the big thing going on right now, but you see it starting to fade back. People like label mates like Blake Shelton and stuff trying to bring it back a little bit. You also do a lot of writing. I understand you have a few songs out there right now.
Yeah. I mean, fortunate enough to have Big and Rich's new single,
you can't go wrong with that.
So yeah, that's good, right?
Yep.
Found out like wait
a minute, you can't be old enough to have a life experience like that. How did you come up with that?
Actually, it's funny. So John and I are friends, and we were writing together, and sometimes you get this click with some people that you write with, and it just is easy. Yeah, and it was easy for him and I the first time we wrote. We're like, man, we need to keep this going. And so we wrote. We were right at his house, which his house.
Oh.
He has a bar, let me just explain this.
Is it still like Mount Johnmore or something?
Mount Richmore, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So let me explain this situation. My dad has a bar, right?
Yeah.
At the back of our pool, his pool area. Now, me saying this, he built this bar. You can reach across it. It's a normal bar, right? Mm-hmm. It's like normal.
Yeah.
John's is legit club. Like he could pay admission to get in this thing.
I'm sure he has.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. And so we get up there and you know, pop a bottle of Crown and just start writing. And this one day in particular, I think I just got off the road, and he just got back from a vacation with his wife. And so we were I didn't have anything. He really didn't have anything, but he had this melody. And I was like, man, that's really cool. And then we just start getting to talk about how busy, you know, our careers get and how tough it is to make that personal time. And you tend to take that for granted. You go, oh, they understand because I'm busy, you know. And we're talking, and one of us ended up saying, like, man, sometimes you just got to shut the world off and grab that person you love and, you know, kind of run away with them. And the song's called "Run Away with You," and it ended up being their new single, and something really cool, man. You know, it was the second most added song this week, so it was pretty cool.
By the way, I'm I don't like people like you that can just come up with songs like that out of the blue. I would try, I would love to, but it's not coming. I mean, it would get like I would be stealing from other people. It'd be like the worst sample song ever.
What was that Brad Paisley song? Yeah, let's do that.
Pretty much. Let's just take that. I'll take this line and just go with it. But you said you always out on the road and stuff like that. I understand you're out with Sam Hunt, some of the clubs and stuff. I saw you guys are going to be playing the University of Iowa or something like that.
Yeah. I jump on March 20th is when I jump on the Lipstick Graffiti tour. So Sam and I have been buddies, and man, it was funny. A year or so ago, we were talking about, doing this, touring together. And then obviously in 6 months to a year, everything with him blew up, which we all knew it would, because that record's great, man.
Yes.
And so, luckily enough, he threw me on there with him. So,
we had Sam by right when it was his first time out with David Nail.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to him just like I'm talking to you, and he was so nervous. He's like, man, this is what I've been wanting. This is what I needed. This is, after trying to make it in the NFL as a quarterback. And he'll be the first to tell you, listen, I got my shot. I didn't make it.
Absolutely.
I wasn't close to making it, but this is where my passion was. This is what I want to do. I made up my mind I wanted to move to Nashville, and you seem to be right along that same way.
Yeah, I knew and was very fortunate enough to have a family that made sure that I kept that in my mindset. I did telephone work, installing phone lines, and I did that right out of high school because my goal was to save up money. I was playing 4 or 5 nights a week, and I'd do this, and I'd be able to move to Nashville. And I remember my dad, my grandfather, and them going, dude, we're not letting you keep this job because you're going to end up buying a boat, and then you're going to have this job, and you're never going to move. And during, they knew me because I would have. I would completely bought a boat.
There's nothing wrong with a boat.
And so, luckily the touring was picking up, and I was able to quit. I was a horrible phone guy, but so it wouldn't have been long lived anyway.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank you for stopping by and introducing yourself to our Y108 listeners and Y108 Nation. It's always great to see new acts coming up and to see you when you start, because we want to be there for the ride.
Absolutely. I want y'all there, man.
So go check out his music. You can check it out right now at Y108.com.